Welcome everybody to episode number 5 of the Void Frogs podcast. My name is Stifflered, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, the ever cherubic qmagnet, and a very, very special guest. Oh, it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. Q?
Yes, long ago, from the distant land of Tennessee, a young woman began her epic quest to bring the world's greatest minds together in harmony. Across the seas of Second Life, over the mountains of Minesweeper, beyond the sands of Solitaire. She has traveled far and wide to arrive on this very day at the Void Frogs podcast, TM. Minecraft's own community guru, the heroic, the hospitable, the high-spirited, the hygienic Helen Zbihlyj!
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you guys.
How did I do on the name?
You were very close.
Oh, I was very close. I thought it was right on.
You were very close. Zbihlyj.
Zbihlyj.
Yes. You were super
Zbihlyj.
close. Very, very close.
I was so
We-
close. I did
It's
not
really-
get the cigar.
No.
But it was very close. In fact, we had some folks went around asking my coworkers if they could spell my last name. Now, these are my coworkers that see me on emails all the time, who see me on Slack all the time with my first and last name. Nobody was able to spell my last name. But the person who came closest was Peyton Fontenot from Pathway Studios, and he doesn't work for Mojang, but he was off by one letter.
You have actually one quick, well, they're going to know because they could Google it, but one quick question to the listeners out there. How many vowels in Helen's last name? Go in the comments, right? If you're on YouTube, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Winner will get a shout out or something, maybe.
I was
That
really
was good.
confused for a second. I was like, how many vowels? She just said Zbihlyj. There's 2 or 2.5. But no, vowels are not syllables. Vowels are not the same thing as syllables.
Vowels are the ones that cost money on Wheel of Fortune. The rest are free.
That's true.
That's right. It's actually interesting because I'm kind of sad, disappointing in myself. Because we actually already talked about this, Helen, just a few weeks ago, and I almost immediately forgot what your last name was and how it was pronounced, and I'm so sorry. I needed the reminder again. I'll need it again later on.
That's
Full
totally
disclaimer.
fine.
Full disclaimer to our listeners out there. This is our first double appearance because Helen's actually been on the show before.
That's right.
We had technical issues. And we have that as a secret podcast episode that maybe when we ever become rich, we'll release it as a hidden gem. But she was gracious enough to come back on, spend time with us. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
And we're going to pretend we don't know all the answers that she talked about before.
Excellent. Even better. Even better.
Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know Helen, which I find that hard to believe, why don't you explain what you do with Minecraft and how you're involved with the community?
Great. So I am one of the community managers at Mojang. I was actually one of the very first community managers. And I used to joke that I was Mojang's best kept secret because for many years, people from the community kind of knew who I was because I was hired from the community, but I wasn't, I was never really out there on the forefront, right? I was preferring just to, toil along in the background and write up all my reports and stealthily lurk amongst the community. And then people started watching our official live streams and we started live streaming, and then people were able to look at me and say, oh, hey, I know who this girl is now. So.
Who is that secret person? Yeah, the whole time they were saying, is Herobrine there? No, they were asking, is Helen Brine there?
Yeah,
whole kept secret in the game.
That's right. Exactly. So I've been with Mojang for since 2015, but before that I worked on the console edition for Minecraft community for that. So and I started doing that in 2014. So you guys can do the math on how long I've been
And that was
working on Minecraft.
console edition, not Bedrock Edition.
That's correct. Bedrock didn't even exist at that point.
Yeah.
So it was Pocket Edition, but it wasn't a code base. It was just a very simple, and this is speaking as somebody who bought it day one. The second was available on the iOS App Store. So I've been playing Minecraft since the middle of 2010.
Wow.
Huh.
Since Java Alpha.
Nice.
So I've been playing for a long time, and I was really eagerly anticipating the Pocket Edition when it came out on iOS. So I almost bought a phone, an Android phone specifically, just so I could play it earlier, but I didn't have the money.
So yeah, I don't have money. That's the problem with us. Hey, this podcast isn't brought to you by... No, just kidding.
You did that before.
So were you saying that you bought Minecraft Pocket Edition and then became a part of Mojang family, or was it the reverse, or what were you saying about that?
Oh, it was before. So I was a member of the community for years before I was ever brought in. In fact, the reason why I was taking over community for Console Edition was because the woman who was doing it previously, she said that Minecraft wasn't really her thing, and she's like, "Who wants to take this over for me?" And I was like, "Oh, me! I will totally do that." So I was really excited and getting to work with 4J and Raj and the other folks. And at that time, I was also doing community management for Solitaire, Minesweeper, and a bunch of other games as well.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
I have a massive list of everything you've been like. There's more games than my kids have probably heard of, I think, on that list.
Yeah, because you've done not just Minecraft, you've done a bunch of other games, and you're not just like one of the first Minecraft community managers, but really you're kind of a pioneer of community management in gaming. Yeah, would you agree with that? Like, you've been doing community management and making it a critical part of your job before other companies were really thinking about community management as an important part of running a game.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. Back then, you would just volunteer, and which is interesting, the whole idea of volunteering for a company, right? But you're just so passionate about the game and so passionate about connecting, like, especially for me, so passionate about connecting community members. And I actually started doing, like, I guess, very basic community management back in, I know it's going to totally date myself, but back in the old days on BBSs when I was in high school, and I ran my own bulletin board system.
BBS.
And then I went to news groups, and I was helping run news groups. And
that's when you had to say, "Mom, don't use the phone. I'm going on the internet."
Yeah. Exactly, because if you picked up the phone, then you'd hear the modem noises going through. I loved my 2400 baud modem. I just thought that was the best thing ever when I got one.
Not dating ourselves at all.
This is so fast compared to the 600 and the 300, right? It was super fast. And then 14.4 came out. I was thinking, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Only I could one day get a 14.4. I'll have to save up for that.
Totally geeking out on that. Money. When I was in high school, they're like, make sure you don't put your discs by a magnet. It will erase your homework.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Still to this day, though, like, I can't get over that whole thing. So, like, I have my watch band is magnetic on the back. And I'm like, maybe should I be typing with this? Is this going to, like, erase my hard drive?
Yeah.
But, of course, it's not. But
it's probably a myth. I bet you it's a myth, because I saw on Mythbusters, this podcast brought to you by Mythbusters, they put a credit card in a electric eel tank, and it didn't erase it. So it might be a myth that magnets erase. I don't know.
I think there is truth behind it, but I think you need actually like really powerful magnets, right? Something like a little clasp on a watch band, right? That's not powerful enough to do. In theory, it's not powerful. I mean, it's not like it's a rare earth magnet or anything on here, right? I mean, I can easily clip it and unclip it. So
there was actually a little issue with my laptop and my smartphone. I forget which phone it was, but on the bottom right corner of your laptop, there's a
Mhm.
magnet that's inside of it. I think it might be from a speaker or something. And I would put my phone
Ah.
there and it started shutting off the phone. The phone would just completely
Oh,
power
wow.
off. And then like I would have issues with my phone afterwards. So there might be
That was me.
some
I was hacking you,
weirdness.
actually.
Yeah, you were hacking me. This is years ago. Q's been stalking me for years.
That
But
explains so much.
yeah, it does. It does.
This is my skill with hacking. That's about all I can do.
Well,
Hack and slash.
oh man, but Q, you got a list. You were going to mention a list of everything that you know
Oh.
that Q has that
Okay.
Helen has done.
Is this complete? Here we go.
Okay.
Solitaire.
Mhm.
Mahjong, which sounds like Mojang.
Mhm.
Minesweeper, Bingo, Jackpot, Jigsaw, Sudoku, whatever that one is
Sudoku?
called. Treasure Hunt, Rise of Nations,
Yep.
Screen Ride, Hexic, Little Mermaid, Undersea Adventures, Disney Fairies Hidden Treasures, Episode 5, Age of Mythology, Zoo Tycoon. Did I miss any? Probably. Minecraft, obviously.
Well, yeah, Minecraft. The Gunslinger for
Guns.
PC.
Oh, the Kinect, right?
No, this one was for the PC.
Oh, PC.
Yeah, I didn't work on the Kinect one, but I worked on the PC one.
Wow.
So, and I'm
My
trying-
goodness.
How did you get?
So yeah, I was
how
gonna
did
ask
you
the same
get
question.
started in like we know that you worked on other games, community management before you did Minecraft, but how did you even just like get into that and hired by Microsoft to do those games? That's just crazy.
So I started, like I said, just being helpful on
Mhm.
different game forums and stuff like that. And then there are a lot of games that are actually platforms. A great example of this is Second Life. So Second Life, of course, Linden Labs, who's the owner of Second Life, right? They have their own community managers as well, but they have these entire islands that you can buy, rent, own, and stuff like that have their own experience. And so I started doing community management for those. So essentially sites that were fan sites that were connected to games but not part of game studios, right?
Mm.
Right.
And in doing that, that introduced me to a lot of different people in the gaming industry and doing stuff like that. And for a while I was a virtual real estate agent. So
Ooh.
For Second
and
Life?
for Second Life, for
I
a
like this place, but it needs a couch. Oh, no problem. Boom, couch in there. I'll take it.
yeah, you would basically do it. Like I used to make candles on Second,
Candles.
sell them, yeah, just like candles, decorative candles, and sell them in the
Huh.
store. And to this day, I still make lindens
Yeah.
from my candles that I created like 12, 13,
Wow.
because there's
Wow.
still tons of people on Second Life. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I did a lot there and got a lot of folks who were, interested in getting community managers and stuff like that. And then also did like internal corporate community management, but it wasn't necessarily called that, right?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
there wasn't it wasn't necessarily an established discipline yet. So
Yeah.
it's really only been within the last 10 to 15 years that community management was an actual discipline. So
And community management is more like the corporate community management. Community management is more than just social media, tweeting out to people, talking with
Oh,
people,
yeah.
stuff like that. You also are doing internal community management with your team members.
yes, absolutely. And depending on what your role is, you may do more of that or you may do less of that, right? Every community manager is a little different. But then there's also community managers that physically manage physical communities like apartments and hotels and stuff like that, and condominium and homeowners associations. And they're the ones who do things like they do the socials and the social events and like the events calendars and schedule like yoga classes and stuff like that.
Yoga.
Yeah. So it's a wide discipline actually. And at Microsoft there are community managers for like Bing and Azure and
That's my yoga.
That's your yoga?
Yeah.
It's great. It's
He's
great.
just stretching. Anyway, and Bing and Azure.
Hey, I'm having a yoga class right now, okay?
Oh my goodness.
And now pretty much every single brand out there has, at very minimum, a social media manager. And while
Yeah.
social media management is slightly different from community management, it's closer to like PR, public relations.
Mhm.
You often have community managers who are also social media managers. Like when I was working on all of the Microsoft casual games, in addition to the community manager, I was also doing social media management, and I was also writing press releases. So I was kind of like a 3-in-1, because as a community manager, you have to be very versatile,
Yeah.
right? So, and you have to do things like you may not be coding the game, but in order to write change logs, for instance, you have to be able to understand what commits are. And sometimes you actually have to pull up and see what changed about the code to figure out what exactly happened if the person doesn't write like the best commit message or something.
Yeah. No, that's I mean, I love thinking about all of those types of behind the scenes details. Like community management people are like, "Oh yeah, we just get to all play games together and have a good time, do some live streams."
If only.
There is that. There is that.
But it's also
You do have some of that, but not a lot less than people would think. Testers, actually, quality people, they
Mhm.
play the game a lot more than community managers do.
Mm.
Well, I was more talking about fashionistas personally.
Oh,
but,
yes.
you know,
Well,
it's the greatest dress ever designed by a Minecraft map maker and a community manager in the history of fashion.
it really was. Like the hair was on fire. So we were playing this game called Covet Fashion, which I play a lot. I actually manage my own fashion house. That's called Minecraft.
Just another thing she does.
Yeah, just in my free time, actually. I can't get away from community management.
What free
I even do it in my free time. So yeah, so we were designing. There was quite a few of us at Minecon Live last year, and Cordy was one, for instance. And we were they were helping me design fashions. And and they give you like what's it called? Like a scenario, right? And you have to design a fashion for this. And I think
yeah.
a goddess who was trapped in a birth dimension or something.
Yeah, it's
so
like
it
this
made her hair
really
on fire
specific thing. And then how do you pick her hair color out of she was late for the bus and then it magically transformed into a unicorn, which she rode to work to be on time. Oh, okay. We'll pick auburn for the hair because that really works there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We had a really good time with it. I thought anyway.
I think it's hilarious
it was
that
fun. It was mostly fun because you were there, to be honest.
I got to sit next
shout out to
Cordy
Qwerty, you up the pie. My my friend who helped on some projects I've done, Diversity 2 and 3. But
he's a cool guy. I got to sit next to him at Minecon, and I felt really bad because I was whistling so loud and cheering and clapping and screaming and everything, and he's just kind of quietly there. And then later I found out that he's playing Covet Fashions. What?
Yeah.
Covet Fashions with you guys and making a beautiful dress and like competing with you to see who makes the best one. I'm like, this guy is wild. I love him.
Stuff happens at Minecon.
Yeah. He's totally chill too, and hopefully he'll drive Q kicking and screaming into the Minecraft marketplace. So.
Next topic. So anyway. It's common. Man. It's common. I want. I'm good. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about Helen. So we did a little research on your, we'll say, I don't know if resume, but kind of your history. Mm-hmm. Something interesting that I don't know if a lot of people know, but it said you had gone to school for psychology or were a psychologist or something like what's that about?
My bachelor's degree is in psychology.
A bachelor's degree. Wow.
So I actually
on top of the many things that you're good at, you're also a expert psychologist.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert psychologist. I don't have a master's degree in psychology. Okay. But I do have my bachelor's in psychology, and I use it all the time in my job. And I keep up on research and stuff like that because basically I'm trying to make the Minecraft community as comfortable and friendly and welcoming as place as possible. And psychology and sociology is absolutely part of that. And you can take so much from different studies that people have run about cultural dissonance and such, and actually apply it. And I try to use that. I try to use data and knowledge from psychology to apply that. And I consider myself like a perpetual learner, right? I learn from everything I possibly can. So I'm one of those people who, if you stuck me in a room with like a dictionary, I'd just sit there and read it. Just because I'm vaguely interested. Like, I don't know what every word. I mean, I have the day.
It's pretty wordy read, I gotta say.
Yeah, it has a lot of words in it.
I just usually skip to the ending. Find out what goes on there.
Yeah.
But which one though? The Oxford or the Webster?
I will reference both. So I have both of the apps on my phone. So
I have a personal beef with Noah Webster because he changed the spelling of all the English words so that Americans can pass their school. Just want to say that.
Oh,
so
is
that
it the U?
U belongs in the word. Why do you take the U? We have this ongoing argument about what the last letter of the alphabet is, how it's pronounced properly.
Oh.
Okay.
So, do you want me to say?
Go ahead.
No, because you're American. I'll wait till another Canadian or British person comes on so they can side with me.
Because my husband.
Oh, you were?
Yes. So my husband's British. So I picked up a lot of stuff from him, like saying Z instead of Z. And I actually started saying tomato. And people at work just think it's pretty funny because I'm very American. But, and like, you don't put it in the trash bin or the garbage bin. You just put it in the bin. Oh, and there's cookies and then there's biscuits.
Okay, so here, this is important, Q. This is what I want you to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
And Helen, I'm going to tell you too. All right. Timothy Berners-Lee. He's a guy who invented the World Wide Web, the internet. All right. He says that, I believe it's him. He said that one of his biggest
GIF, not GIF, right?
One of his biggest regrets in creating the World Wide Web is that he did https:// 2 slashes. He said he could be saving the world billions of dollars in ink from printing the additional slash. He could have just removed that and just had 1 slash. In the same way, billions of dollars. In the same way, in ink. In the same way.
For typing on a computer a web address in ink.
And then printing it
and then printing it, yeah. And the same exact thing would be true of removing the useless letter U from all of these ridiculous words.
Are we going to get into this? Because I was going to go on how about in America, it's not horse riding, it's horseback riding, just so you're not sure which side of the horse to ride on. Just wanted to say that.
Can we? You know what?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I stole psychology, that from a comedian, though, but yeah.
Psychology. Psychology is important to community management.
It is. And so I recommend whenever somebody says, like, I want to go into community management, what should I look at in terms of college majors? And I said, well, I'd highly recommend psychology, sociology, even things like cultural anthropology would actually be very good.
Ooh.
So
what about geology?
Well, see, I mean,
or treeology.
I used to be a meteorology.
Oh, meteorology.
Yeah.
As a part of your just millions of skills.
Well, I have a lot of interests, and I had problems choosing between one major. So I started off as a theater major, and then went to communications, and then went into meteorology, and then I added vocal music as a double major. But then I ended up finishing a degree in psychology.
Helen, this is absolutely insane, okay? I'm sorry not to take this off of you, but I did theater and then communications and then computer information systems, not meteorology, and vocal performance.
That's awesome.
I'm going to be your replacement
You
one day.
are
Is what's going to happen.
the-
No, I'm kidding.
No.
There's no way I can
No.
replace you. No.
How about you just join our team? You don't have
Yeah.
Oh, is that it? Is that a job offer? I'm on my way
No,
right now.
I can't offer jobs.
I'm still waiting for Mojang Plumber to come on.
I mean,
I could do that.
that and also like test the, if only we had a giant swimming pool at one of our offices, you could also test the water. Tell us all
Test
about
the-
water quality.
You could just test the waters of the swimming pool. See how
That's
dad
right.
joke of the week. See that?
Dad
I
joke
love
of
it.
the week.
I love it.
Yeah.
So good. I'm a fan.
Hey, speaking of all these amazing skills, we also found out you wrote a book.
I did. I wouldn't
She's a
necessarily call
writer
it a
too.
book.
What was it?
More of like a short story.
Short story, like a anthology, bunch of short stories type thing.
No, it's literally just one short
One
story.
short story.
One short story that I published, that I self-published digitally on Amazon.
Do you want to share what that is so people can find it? Or are you like, no, nobody should read it?
No, you can find it. It's called When Pigs Fly, but
Uh-huh.
it's under my previous name of Helen Casper because I can't get back into my Amazon publishing account
Oh,
because they changed it a few
Oh.
years ago, and it got confused because I was also using the same account for Amazon.co.uk,
Mhm.
and for some reason it messed up my publishing account, and so I can't get back in it.
That's a bummer. So if
It remi-
somebody
I was-
orders a copy of that, do you get paid or is that just lost in the ether?
I don't know.
she's got like $20,000 just waiting so she can log in. She can claim from
I
all
mean-
the orders.
Maybe. I don't know. I have talked to Amazon customer support, and every time they tell me, oh, we're working on it, we're going to eventually get this fixed, you
Yeah.
know, but we don't have it fixed yet. And last time I
Man.
talked to them was like 6 months ago, and they
Oh.
still didn't have it fixed. And this has been ongoing for like a couple of years. So eventually,
Well,
That's
listen,
rough.
since this podcast is brought to you by Amazon, guys out there, fix this account.
20
We need it
times.
fixed.
20 times.
I was also
Remember that
thinking
joke.
when pigs fly, we can actually kind of make pigs fly in Minecraft. See
That's
how they
true.
kind of go. See, you didn't
Yeah.
think that was going to go together, did you? That's
I
called a segue.
did not. I never would have guessed that I would be so fortunate as to be able to work on Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like when I started playing Minecraft, I was just blown away. And back then it was just one person who was working on it. And then Mojang was formed, and I always thought, oh, I'd really love to work for Mojang, even up until when I moved to the Seattle area. And then right before Microsoft Studios hired me, which now is Xbox Game Studios, I was thinking, man, the only other place I'd really like to work for is Mojang, but I have a kid and I'm a single parent. I can't move to
Mhm.
Sweden, right? So
Yeah.
because that's a lot of uprooting.
So how
the
like were
kids.
you like ecstatic when Microsoft and Mojang meld together?
I had a lot of mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Really?
So on one hand, I was excited because all these people that I like looked up to, right, would become essentially like my coworkers in a
Yeah.
sense, right? But on the other hand, as a Minecraft fan and someone who'd been in the game industry for a long time, I was also wary, right?
Mhm.
Because whenever you have a game that you absolutely love and there's any sort of change of ownership, and it doesn't matter who it's with, it could be with the best company in the world, right?
Yeah.
You feel that anxiousness, like what's going to happen next? What's going to happen now? And then I found out that Matt Booty, who at the time was over Redmond Game Studios, was going to be heading the studio and transitioning them. And I was like, oh, it's all good. Because I knew Matt and
Yeah.
been working with him, and he's just so incredibly chill. And now, of course, he's the head of all of the Xbox Game Studios, but he's just so incredibly chill and
Mm.
rational
Nice.
and reasonable. And he's always been a huge supporter of community management. In fact, he's married to a community manager.
That
So-
helps.
For Minecraft?
No,
Or for
she does community management for other games and stuff. like
other
that.
games?
yeah.
That's
And
really cool.
so, yeah, it was very cool. So then I knew everything was going to be okay. But at first, like everybody else, I was like, what's going to happen? What's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
And also,
it
what's
was.
going to happen to me, because I'm also, in addition to doing casual games, I'm also doing console edition. Like, is that going to go away? And it turns out that all the console edition people were just brought into Mojang to
Right.
help with the whole franchise. So, which was great.
and one thing led to another, and then boom, you are now the HelenAngel, guardian of the community of Minecraft.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
Really good. I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Guardian
That's who
of
she
the-
is.
It
Because I'm
was.
picturing the big fish character with all the arms, right?
Mhm.
That's where we're going. No.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right.
Squid, the squid.
I'll see
Is that-
myself.
Oh, yeah.
She's
No, but squid are more like,
The squid.
yeah,
How about
there
the
we go.
guardian? That's where
yeah.
the.
Squid are more graceful. Like guardians are like, their
Yeah.
spines that are coming out and stuff. And then
Yeah.
they're
Okay,
whatever you
so
want to call that.
you might not be, this is not on the list, but you brought it up. You might not be able to say anything here. I don't know what you can say or not. But this theory from the community blew my little brain,
Ooh.
talking about the Guardians being like made out of prismarine and some type of organic future science tech thing, that they're not like animals, but they are a computer tech bioengineered weapon kind of thing. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
I don't, but it sounds really cool.
It's so cool. I'm missing some of the details, but
Can
it's
you
incredible.
confirm?
The
I
breakdown of it.
cannot confirm that.
The breakdown of it is so cool. Like you look at them and you find, and then when you kill them, you get prismarine shards. And so it like the theory is about this ancient race. And first of all, I love that theory. I also just love how the community is able to come up with these insane theories about
yes.
this sandbox game.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Do you have any favorite theories or anything that you have seen or heard that you're just like,
All of my theories.
all of your theories are your favorite?
Her theories.
Yes,
The ones you came up with.
Yes, the ones that I came up with back
Yeah.
when I was just a community member. I used to spend hours a day on the old Minecraft forums talking about lore with people. And then we had and then of course then the subreddit launched, and then we would all talk about it on the subreddit. And then Mumble was the big thing back in the day. And so we had, I think it was somebody had set up a Mumble server, and we would just talk for hours, just theorizing about lore and everything like that. And then something would change. And like we were talking about ghasts, and how ghasts were essentially like the abandoned souls, and why were they crying all the time. And so, we
deep.
lore crafted so much great stuff over the years. And then when you join the studio, right, you can't do that anymore. Because if I make up, so our whole thing is Minecraft's lore is whatever you want it to be, right? Because it's your
Right.
world, your rules, you make up whatever the lore is. But if I even theorize, if I make up lore from my own world, right,
Yeah.
then people are going to take that out of context and think that I'm referring to the whole franchise. So there's a lot of stuff once you work for the company you can't do anymore. So I can't make up lore theories with the rest of the community, because people will think that I'm speaking for the game. And I can't even, when people say like, what would you like to see next in Minecraft? I can't even answer that question because people will take that out of context. So what I used to say is, I'd like to see my name in the credits.
Oh, you're not in the credits?
No, I am in the credits now.
Oh, okay.
But for
gonna
a number of years I wasn't, and Bedrock didn't have credits at all for the longest time.
But if you
now
play
Java
the
has
game
credits.
and you go through the portal, your name's in the, I guess, the
It is.
poem, kind of like the credit.
Well, it's not in the poem. It's like once the poem's done is when the credits roll.
Yeah.
Right, they're just trying to make you feel better. Your names be up there.
It takes a while to get to my name, but whatever. At least it's there, so
You're there.
I'm not complaining.
You
I'm
are
not
there.
complaining. At least I'm in there now. So I'm both Java and Bedrock. So I'm really happy about that. I was already in Console Edition
Mhm.
because remember I was working on that before. So I was always really happy about that too. And 4J's just always been really good to me. So
That's cool.
And for all
Now
our
they're
viewers out there,
marketplace.
comment whose name you want to see credits next edition of Minecraft.
Everybody's gonna say my name.
It could be yours
name,
if the price is right.
but
Oh.
yeah, it's the credits are also very, very long. Very, very
Yeah.
long.
It's a lot
And
of
they
people.
will just get longer. Yep. Oh
do you
yeah.
get any inside info on like Lego that's coming out or the movie or the Funko Pop characters, like stuff like that from other outside sources?
Well, merch, we do have a merch team inside the studio. So we have our merch team. It's actually like Community. It's across multiple locations of Mojang. So Community has community managers in the Redmond, Washington office and the Reading, UK office, and soon probably the Tokyo, Japan office. So the merch team has got folks in the Redmond office and also the Stockholm office. And occasionally they will tell us, like we'll know stuff is coming or whatnot because we like to have synergy between our physical merch and stuff that happens in the game and vice versa. So, we'll have that because actually when it comes to merchandise, I found out, and this isn't just Minecraft, this is all merchandise, right? Because they're physical things, you have to have a pretty long leadway because you have to get the designs and all the designs have to be approved and then it has to go to manufacturing and then you have to make prototypes and the prototypes have to be like, I was amazed. I mean, it makes total sense, but it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating, especially when my previous, like I worked in retail for many years doing retail management.
Just
and
another thing
yeah,
to your long list of skills.
Did you also know I'm a certified childbirth doula?
Well, I did know that, but that the listeners did not know that yet.
And that's crazy.
So,
amazing.
I said on the Minecraft live stream on Friday, just this past Friday. Well, this will be shown a different time, but one of the Minecraft live streams on a Friday, I said I know two things.
Yeah.
About Minecraft and birthing babies.
Wow. Just don't get it mixed up. So like, what do I do? It's not coming out. Okay, give me your user in game. Let's just check out the support here.
So first,
what's your password?
But you need to back up your worlds before you uninstall. You need to back up the baby before you reinstall the pregnancy.
Oh man, my last baby, which was actually my wife's baby, I can't take hardly any credit, but it was born at home. It was amazing. We had like 10 paramedics. I had to call 911. You know, in the movies when you call 911, they're like, "Okay, get your hands under there." That was me. I was like on the phone. They were 8 minutes away from me pulling the baby out. It was absolutely insane. Oh, wild, man.
That is so cool.
That's I'm not a doula, but that is my skill.
Well, that's a very impressive skill. You're basically a doula now. Now you just have to go through all the training.
Luckily, the paramedics got there, and I was able to just go to the "You're doing good, honey. You're doing good," bro.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
My baby's a little bit furrier than yours, probably.
Furrier.
Yeah, my son. Actually, Leah and I, we were doing like, marriage counseling because that's important for everybody. And we were going in and we always joked about telling the counselor like, yeah, we have a son at home. He's about 9 years old, but he doesn't talk at all, and he's really furry, and he smells really bad, and we lead it on. He only eats once a day, like it's just a cup. But we decided not to lie to our counselor.
We decided not to lie.
That's smart because that does not sound like a good situation.
No, it does not.
For a fur baby, yes, it makes sense, but for a human child, no.
I got my learning to be a parent on Tamagotchi, so I should be all set.
There you go.
It's another throwback for you. Hey,
the merchandise, I was going to ask you, is there any chance you can get a Void Frogs, Void Frog guy in the toys or something like that?
Come on, Helen.
Well, I'd have to figure out what a Void Frog is in the first place. Because if you go into the void, you die. The void is nothing. So if
Helen.
there's a
Well,
frog and the frog goes into the void, it dies. It just
but
doesn't.
no, because remember how we were talking about lore? We need to come up with lore for the void frog. How
Don't
it
try to trap her.
survives
Do
or
not try to
something.
trap her. Don't get her in trouble. We can't do this.
How about this? If you
All right.
want to believe that there are void frogs in your world, you are
Yep.
welcome to believe that.
Frogs in the void.
I
Official
do believe Helen.
Microsoft
No.
word.
no.
There are frogs in the void. You heard
I
it here
spoke a
first.
Microsoft word.
What?
This podcast has been brought to you by Microsoft Word. 1997.
No, it's not. No, it's not. He's joking. Goodness. We're going to get in trouble one day from that. You know that? We're going to get in trouble. Oh, but I do
I'll
believe
smooth it
Helen.
over with the office people.
Thank you.
Now, if you said Clippy, man,
Clippy.
I love Clippy.
Is Clippy ever coming to Minecraft?
Oh, I wish, but no. But I would love
No.
that. I did see a mod that had Clippy.
That put oh, I think I saw it too.
And it's on both Java and Bedrock. You can
That's
download
cool.
it for Bedrock on MCP DL.
Why would anybody want that?
It's so cute.
It's cute. That's the one where you always click "Get off my screen."
No.
I liked Clippy. I actually used Clippy.
Clippy's
Like,
great.
I'd be like, here, Clippy would like, what can I help you with? I'd say, check spelling. And then
Can
it
it-
would, check spelling
Yeah.
and grammar and stuff like that.
Always.
I can imagine like the developers sitting there going, "Look what I came up with. Look at this. Look at this guy. Oh, that's brilliant. Ship him.
Yeah.
Put him in the
Dude, that
program."
was Clippy was probably like breakthrough technology at the time when he was first.
This
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who was just like playing on his own time. Being like, I made a paperclip smile, and he has big eyes. What do you think?
Dude,
Do
Clippy
it.
was amazing.
I
Clippy
mean,
was amazing.
you put big eyes on anything and it instantly becomes cute.
That's right. It's like in Minecraft. They have there's like build competitions that people will have, and they'll put those little tiny pink blocks, or they'll find pink heads, player skulls, the custom ones, or just pink terracotta, and put it in the cheeks, and it instantly is the winner.
Yeah.
Like if you do that,
Instantly
it's the
cute.
winner.
Instantly cute. The big eyes, the cute cheeks, the little ooh.
Yep, adorable.
I can't make the face well at all.
Maybe I can edit in some little pink like circles
Do it.
on your face.
Oh, that would be
in
great.
the YouTube video version of this.
You will.
That would be awesome.
You're
That would
giving
be-
yourself more work.
That's right. I don't
right.
care. I'll do that. That's worth it. That is so worth it. Oh man. Hey, so we've only got a couple more questions, and we're going to be moving on to another segment. But what I remember, I don't remember a whole lot from last time we talked. I tried so hard, Helen. That's no disrespect to you. I
Well,
just have
unlike
a-
you,
my-
I actually enjoyed it. I remembered everything. Okay.
just realized how terrible it came out. I loved it so much. My brain just doesn't work like it used to.
You can't even
But-
raise a child. It's 9 years old and it's not even feeding
It
itself
doesn't
yet.
talk and yeah. But you have some stories about somebody who we could talk to, and he could say immediately, put Void Frogs in the game now, right?
Yes.
The boss
Yeah.
of Microsoft.
Oh,
himself.
Satya.
Satya.
Actually, I don't know if Satya said put void frogs in the game. I think
Listen.
Jens would probably push back on him and say
Listen.
like,
Has
No,
Satya ever made a Minecraft map?
no.
I
Okay.
have. I think I should be CEO of Microsoft.
Jens?
So Microsoft actually doesn't tell us what to do with the game. They
Okay.
let us have autonomy. So
I won't tell you what to do when I'm CEO either. You still have freedoms. It's a win-win. Qmagnet for CEO of Microsoft.
This is
But-
actually really interesting that you say that, Helen, because
It's true. It's true.
a lot of people might not really understand that, right? That like Microsoft doesn't tell Mojang what to do, so Satya can't tell Jens, make this happen.
No, well, first of all, Satya wouldn't do that because he he has a very strong sense of the individual organizations within Microsoft can make the best decisions about their products, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that includes all the game studios. And as all the game studios, we're like our little bubbles, right? So when people ask me like, oh, what's going on with like the Xbox One Q, I don't know. There's so many letters. I have no idea. I'm just in my little Minecraft bubble. I don't know what's going on. Or when people ask me, oh, when's the next like Forza Horizon 8 coming out? It's like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I even work in the same building right now. Our studio's spread across 3 buildings right now, but I even work in the same building as the Forza folks, but I don't know what's going on with their product. All I know about is Minecraft because we have our own little Mojang bubble that we're all in. So if Satya did say, hey, Jens, put this in Minecraft, right? Then Jens would say, well, Jens would not have any problem with saying, no, this doesn't fit in with the game. And then Satya would say, okay. But Satya, like I said, Satya would never do that anyway, because it's a very different Microsoft than it was previously before Satya.
Because I got this email from him and he said he wanted void frogs in the game. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that.
Well, I actually did get an email from Satya.
Oh,
because I had I guess we all had like this little book club where we were reading his book, and I double checked the name of it last time. So I should probably double check the name of it this time. So
here, I can do that. I'll get the research team on it right now. You go ahead.
Okay, excellently.
It's called My Life After Minecraft.
I think it's called Hit Refresh. Let me double
Refresh?
check. Yes, it is called Hit Refresh. Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
I did
bonus
read it.
points.
I did read it, and in Hit Refresh, he asked people to, in front of a group of people, to say a letter of the alphabet backwards and then say a number. So you'd go Z1, Y2, and so on and so forth.
Z1.
Z1. Sorry. And so on and so forth. And so during this book club, I actually did it. And there were like 11, 12 of my fellow Mojangstas there. And I did that. And so in the book, he says to email him if you accomplish that. So I emailed him, and he actually emailed me back, and he said, congratulations and thanks for letting me know.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Super chill, super awesome guy. Never met him. I know everybody always asks me, have you met Bill Gates? Nope. Sadly, have not met Bill Gates. Have not met Satya. I have, however, met and talked to Phil Spencer a number of times.
Yeah.
And he's like totally chill. He's so incredibly nice. And
it's like from like I don't know if I'd say I'm part of the gaming community, but an outsider. Everybody that I've read and talked to and seen, they all say when Phil took over, it just made the whole Xbox scene so much better and more on track with like the gamers and stuff like that. That's what my take on him. He's a really cool guy, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And he's genuinely a gamer. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
that's important.
And he supports community managers. He supports good community management. He supports listening to the players. And I think that's why you've seen such, I guess a flip, right, of people playing, because he's been so supportive of that. And he's got a great sense of humor. Like one time I offered him like chicken skewers that I had stolen from a meeting. And he was like, oh, no, thanks. I'm about to go eat dinner, but have fun with that. It's really fun, like, be kind of friendly the whole time. And,
that's cool.
And we enjoyed those chicken skewers. They were really good too.
You stole them?
Well, I mean,
you stole them?
Steal them. They were just out there for anybody to get, and nobody was eating them. So I liberated them.
There you go. See. You gave them purpose.
I did, because they were just going to go uneaten.
Yeah.
No need for
I hear you.
Some people over order food for meetings, and I would just help contribute to cutting down on food waste.
That's a great. I do that in my house.
I
cookies in the cupboard. They're not going to waste. They're going into me.
That's right.
That's right. You actually played a critical role in cutting down food waste, not just with chicken skewers, right? But with milk.
True.
With
So I have this thing with milk, apparently. There was a Ask Reddit. No, sorry, it was on the /r Microsoft subreddit, and someone said, "Oh, I'm a new Microsoft employee. What's some advice you can give me?" And I said, "Well, number one, don't BCC distribution groups," which now has been solved from a hackathon team I was on.
Good.
So now you can do that, and it doesn't break your Outlook rules. And so the second one is Microsoft seems to have like this global milk crisis where everybody leaves these little half pint things of milk out on counters, and they open them up and then they put them back in the fridge, and you don't know how long they've been there or if the person drank out of them or anything like that. And that ended up getting picked up by Business Insider.
Yeah.
And it said inside Microsoft's global milk crisis.
Why are they not, like, who's not finishing their drinks though?
I don't know. And it always baffled us. In fact, we had one of the things they mentioned in the article was we had an internal group called Milk Cartons of the Pacific Northwest, where we'd show all the bizarre places we would find milk cartons. Because some people would leave them out on the counter, and then you'd go out and there'd be like 5 milk cartons on the counter. They've all spoiled. And it was just gross. And so then Satya responded, right, and said that he was aware of it. Business Insider did a follow-up article. And
Of all the things that are milk.
We were like that. Think of how much milk was being wasted from that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad that I helped bring attention to that, because now in all of the Microsoft offices worldwide, instead of having just tons of the little half pint containers, you still have them, but you also have half gallons now. So people can just take a little bit of that, pour themselves a little glass if they just want to pour it in their coffee, stuff like that. And now we have almond milk and rice milk and oat milk and almond milk for people who have allergies. So
how do you milk an almond? Very small.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
Very carefully.
This is all. What is the question?
Hey, Microsoft can figure it out. They know how to milk almonds and milk rice, that sort of stuff.
All of it.
I mean, it's not Microsoft. It's like if you just go to the store, you can see that. But
hey, the dairy industry is so technologically advanced, they can now milk almonds.
Yep, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
And I think there's also kind of a misconception, but every Mojang employee is also a Microsoft employee. So because Mojang is a wholly owned subsidiary, so we all have badges, and all of our badges say Microsoft on it. Even though we're in our own little bubble, we still benefit from having Microsoft as our parent company, like free drinks.
Milk?
Yes, including free milk.
Free milk.
Free milk, man.
Your milk, your free
squid milk
dance is great there.
See, Mike Frost, one of the guys I work with, he said, "What is this thing you have with milk?" Because I also have this thing about squid milk, which was in between beta 1.2 and beta 1.4 of Java Edition. You could milk squid and get regular milk. And I've wanted that back in the game ever since. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it is well known within the studio that I am a huge champion for squid milk and red dragons. Those are like my 2 pie in the sky.
Goodness.
Well, what about like black milk, squid, black ink? No? Okay. I'm just trying to help you out.
Ink is different. Ink is different.
Okay.
You want milk, like
pure,
the type
delicious, drinkable milk.
Squid milk.
Right.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, "Well, squid don't make milk in real life," well, creepers don't exist in real life.
Oh,
booyah! Yeah.
Checkmate.
So, in Minecraft, anything can happen. So,
yeah. Hey, I saw Minecraft.
Frogs can survive in the void.
If that's what you want to believe.
If that's what you want to believe. Minecraft Earth, there's actually a new squid. I just saw yesterday.
Yes.
It's like
she's known about it for a year and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I just found out about recently. I'm not the community lead for Minecraft Earth, so I usually find out about this stuff just either right before the community does or as the community does.
Yeah.
So
No, that I mean that squid, that little glowing squid. I don't remember the name of it, but I saw it on Twitter. It looks really
let me
cool.
think. It does. It looks super cool. Let me see if I can find
Impressed by
it.
it. I would
Wait
love
a
to
minute, wait a
see
minute. If
something
that's
like
Minecraft Earth, what planet is Minecraft?
It is Squidder.
On?
It is glowing squid.
It's just the glowing squid. Right on.
Yeah, glowing squid is what it's called.
You know why it's glowing?
So cool.
Because it drank a lot of milk.
Ooh.
That's right.
But hey, you mentioned something. You mentioned that you don't necessarily find out about things until like right before or right when the community does, like when releases happen. But you community managers all talk to each other, yeah?
Oh, yes, we do. So if you misbehave in my community and say you happen to mention that you also play another game,
qmagnet.
I might just go to that community manager of that other game and say, hey,
Shut
you know
that
who
game
has been
down.
a really big, no, not shut the game down. All the community managers, we all talk to each other. So I might just, happen to mention to, a community manager over at Epic Games that somebody was being a jerk in my community,
Yeah, that's right.
and vice versa. I mean,
His
if
name was
another
qmagnet. No, shut down Fortnite forever.
that's right. So if you misbehave in another community, I will eventually find out about it because that community manager will say, you know what, so and so was being a jerk, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
So
This is the secret side of Helen, because I cannot imagine her being mad at it. Nicest person.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture it, and I'm like, no way. She'd be like, I understand. Let's go on a trip and make you feel better. You're going through some problems.
I do try to do that. It does. I will get mad, but it takes a lot.
Yeah.
I have a very long fuse.
Yeah.
I was just telling my my stream earlier today. We were talking about something related to this, and one of my favorite quotes. I can't remember it perfectly right now, but it said three things apparently that all men fear: a storm on a sea, a storm at sea, a night without a moon, and the anger of a peaceful person. Right.
Ooh.
And so when Helen is this lovely, very nice person, I would never want to be caught on her bad side. That is not in my interest. Yeah. I just not interested in it. Yeah. I see that being a bad time.
Well, it takes a lot. Because I also always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Remember, my background is in psychology. So I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I always try to assume good intent.
Yeah.
But probably the best way to make me mad is if you go after or attack any of my community members.
Yeah.
Because then that's when Mama Bear comes out. So when people from outside the Minecraft community start talking smack about people in the Minecraft community, I'm like, oh no, you didn't. You do not attack my community members. You do not target. Like, we had a guy who was trying to scam Minecraft community members on the Discord. And not only did I report him to Discord, I also reported him to the FBI. Oof. I also did, you go after a Minecraft community member, right? And you try to make their life miserable or steal from them or something like that. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you cannot go after and hurt my community members.
Yeah.
So legally, of course, within.
Yeah.
This is why,
like sneaking up to their home at night and throwing eggs at the windows. You'll never wash that off.
Because then you're just as bad as them, right?
Yeah.
So, but you want to make sure. I want to make sure that I protect my community members, so that nothing. And that, of course, includes you guys, because you guys are also my community members.
Oh, I feel it. This is Helen. You're
the nicest person in the world.
Yeah, seriously. And it's genuine. You're like Mr. Rogers. You know, Mr. Rogers was genuine. He's like, I never met anybody like you in my entire life. And you're like, I believe that. And I feel loved. And you're on Twitter telling people, how are you? Here's a virtual hug. And I'm like, I can feel a virtual hug right now. Thank you.
Well, I do genuinely care. Like when I was I was bullied mercilessly all throughout
Mm.
school. And
Yeah.
so when I was a kid, one of the things I thought was, you know what, when I get older and I become an adult, I'm going to do everything to try to make sure that nobody else gets bullied. And then I also wanted, like, I saw those commercials where it shows, for 5 cents a day, you can sponsor a child. And I would always cry and think, I want to sponsor all the
All the
children. I
children.
want to save them all.
Oh.
Like, if I passed by, I had to stop volunteering for animal shelters because I wanted to adopt all of the pets.
Oh.
And obviously that's not possible. So I
I
still
love them
donate
all.
to animal shelters and stuff, but if I go there, right, then I want to take them all home with me. And
Yeah.
so I have a great capacity to care about other people, which is both a blessing and a curse because I do get hurt a lot because of it. And I do have a
Yeah.
very thick skin that I've built up over the years. You have to. As a
Mhm.
community manager, you're not going to last long in this profession, but every so often. But I am a human and people will say stuff and sometimes it really hurts, especially if I've been trying really hard to help somebody or something like that. And then just out of nowhere, they just start being abusive towards me. And
Yeah.
it's like,
That's
You know
no
what?
good. Helen,
I don't
Send
know.
them my way. I'll throw eggs at their house. And only 3% of them will turn into baby chickens.
That's right. That's right. And even less sometimes when we'll turn into multiple baby chickens.
That's
too.
right.
Oh.
So,
That's right. We actually had that as one of our
Really?
first trivia questions.
mhm.
Yep. Yep. There's like a 1 out of 256 chance that it'll have 4 or 8 chickens or 4. That's
No,
I don't know.
not that
something like
many.
Not that many. 4?
I think 3 is the max, actually.
3 is the max. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Official word.
I think. I said I think.
Official word
You
Go on.
from Minecraft Studios. Guaranteed 3
Q.
chickens out of 1 egg
No.
in 1.16 update.
Q, you're gonna
Go to the wiki. The wiki knows for sure because I dumped my brain into the
1.16,
wiki.
the chicken update.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. I would love to have like cluck shrooms. I would love to have those, and that's a Minecraft Earth mob. And I'd love to have like different types of chickens and stuff. I really like chickens. I think they're
Yeah.
cute. So
The cluck shrooms are great. I
Also-
got 2 of those on Minecraft Earth.
yeah,
Helen, if you get in trouble, it's Q's fault. I put
Yep,
full
it's
blame
totally-
on him.
yep.
But here's the thing. I have a backup plan. If I'm
Hmm.
CEO, nobody
That's
gets in
right.
trouble.
That's right.
Nobody
That's
gets in
right.
trouble.
Hey,
That's
so
true.
Helen, I had one more question, and then I'm gonna let
Yeah.
Q ask if he has any last questions before we move on to our last couple segments. Okay.
Okay.
Found out something about you, and
Ooh.
I was
Full disclosure,
so-
he's been dying to ask you this, I gotta
was
say.
so excited to learn about this. I was so excited to learn about this, and I hope that my excitement pays off. I think that it will because you're the great Helen. Your AIM AOL Instant Messenger username used to be, I'm not going to say the full thing, but the name Luthien was in it.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Baron and Luthien? Do you
Yes,
know that?
I-
Is that what that's?
Absolutely.
Is that the reference?
That is exactly it. And that was also my name on Second Life that everybody knew me as was Luthien and called me
Oh,
Luth and stuff.
wow.
Because I am a huge J.R.R. Tolkien fan.
Yes! Yes!
So, and one of my
Yeah.
favorite books is The Silmarillion, which of course
Yes.
tells the story of Luthien and Baron.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah.
I'm so
Apparently,
happy.
Stifler is a huge J.R. Tolkien fan as well.
Baron
Excellent. Excellent.
Baron and Luthien are that story is so good. I love it so much. Q Tolkien his on his tombstone,
you
his and
know,
his wife's tombstone.
His
Baron and Luthien.
his
Come
his
on,
movie
bro.
based on the book, or his book based on the movie, should have just stuck to his day job.
No, it's
They haven't
phenomenal.
made a movie with the Silmarillion.
I would love for that. I would love to see a
I would love for
cinematic
that to
universe.
happen too.
I think that would
But
be an incredible cinematic universe.
yeah, they have The Hobbit
Mhm.
and all of the Hobbit movies, and then they have the Lord of the Rings and that trilogy. But they haven't done Lost Tales or The Silmarillion.
Yeah.
So you can't
Oh,
complain about a movie that literally has not been made.
yeah.
Just saying.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for
Much
defending the man's honor. Tolkien.
You in?
No, but seriously, I had to geek out with you for a second because like I don't
Oh,
know many people who know
Who
Baron
read.
and Luthien. They're so
Yeah,
amazing.
I was so into that too that I started studying Quenya,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
which is the old Elven language. So what you hear in Lord of the Rings, a lot of that is Sindarin, which is the newer Elven language. But I wanted to learn the older, and that of course is not as complete as Sindarin is because
That's
Tolkien
right.
didn't flesh out that. But the community has, especially people who are really into linguistics, have. And so for a while, I had a live journal community called Learn Elven, and I would teach people Quenya.
Helen, I'm sorry. I'm having such a good time. I was a part of this this forum called lotrplaza.com. It's
Yep,
no
I
longer
was
a
on
thing.
there.
Hey, look at us.
I was
We
on
were
there.
friends back then. I know we were. I had
Oh, I'm sure you were.
on there I had Stifler's Sindarin Studies. I taught Sindarin.
She's like, oh my goodness, I was in the group.
I wasn't. I was into Quenya, not Sindarin.
No, but that's
I mean,
so
all
cool.
respect for that. All respect for that. But
Man.
yeah.
I was so sad when they shut it down. Like that was years ago. I found out they shut it down.
Mhm.
Anyway, we're getting way off topic. Like I'm just so thrilled you knew Baron and Luthien. Now you know LOTR Plaza. You taught Kenyan. You're just an amazing person.
I'm rusty
Everybody,
now, though.
What's that?
I'm really rusty in Quenya now, though. I would
Yeah.
have to go back and review like my own notes.
Yeah.
It's like, I can just see you like applying on a resume. Bilingual, yes, I speak Quenlin and English. Thank you very much.
I'm actually pretty good with French. I almost minored in French.
Ooh.
So I'm much better reading and writing than I am speaking. And
Yeah.
I've been learning Swedish.
Swedish. Yeah.
So like
Is that
I
Swedish?
can say ja,
Yeah.
jag äter frukost, which is
There's
I'm
sugar
eating
in this?
breakfast. No,
Fructose?
I'm
No.
eating
Okay.
breakfast.
I need breakfast?
Yeah, jag äter frukost. I hope I'm
Jag
not.
äter frukost.
Yeah, that means I am eating breakfast.
I'm eating breakfast.
Very
Yeah.
good. Impressive.
All right.
So
Impressive.
I'm slowly learning it. I do my Duolingo lessons every other night, and then the other night I practice my French so I can stay pretty fluent in that too. So
That's very cool.
You are so talented in everything in life. Far more talented than anyone I can think of.
I just like learning about
Yeah.
things. I really enjoy learning. I never
Right.
stopped.
Okay. Since you like learning, we're going to learn a little bit more about you in a little segment we like to call Rapid Fire. Except
Exactly.
I've learned that I haven't really been keeping these rapid in the last few episodes, so we have to make them more rapid or call them like rabid fire, like
Rabid. I like that rapid fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I suggested to Stifler in ongoing episodes, listeners out there, you can tweet us at the Void Frogs Twitter and say questions you want to ask in the rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Rapid
You won't
fire.
know who we're asking, but we'll bring them up if any
Yep.
of them are good.
If you have good questions, send us a message at Twitter. We're also on Facebook and on our website, thevoidfrogs.com. There's an email address you can click
Bam.
if you'd prefer to email us.
Yeah.
All right. So rapid
right.
fire question number 1. You ready, Helen?
Number 1.
I'm ready.
Get it, Q.
All right. Number 1, rapid fire. Helen, who is your favorite Minecraft map maker?
It's you, of course.
Yeah!
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes!
And that's the end of our rapid
today.
fire segment.
That's
so
psychology in effect. Make the person believe they are special.
I think here's the trick though. She didn't say a name. She just said you. She is speaking to everybody who's listening right now.
She's speaking to me, in my heart. Favorite map maker.
That's great. Okay.
Number 2, buddy. You go.
Oh, my turn?
Your turn.
Helen.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid fire question number 2. What is the most annoying sound?
Oh. I mean, fingernails on a chalkboard is pretty
bad.
colloquial.
Yeah.
But I think I'll do the worst sound in Minecraft. The worst sound in Minecraft to me is
that. It's that sound. It's the sound of... That is a great answer.
Wow, the sound of disconnection. That's
right.
the worst thing.
The sound of
disconnection is the worst sound.
It's like on the edge of my seat. The sound of
gone.
Yes, the sound of disconnection is definitely one of the worst sounds. But I was going to say the horrible shriek you hear from phantoms right before they attack, because I don't know about you, but I will be doing something else and I'll have I'll have been mining and then I come back and I forget how many days that I've not slept. Yep. And then I'll be doing something like quickly gathering crops because I've run out of food. And then all of a sudden you hear that horrible phantom shriek and you're just looking around. Where is it? Where is it? Like, I know it's somewhere. Somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And it's terrifying. It's a terrifying noise. And when you hear it while you're playing VR, it is absolutely, it like raises that horror level way up.
I got one contender for that worst sound of Minecraft.
Play
sound aghast on a purple command block and then compare them and tell me if you think that's worse.
Okay.
Question number 3.
Okay.
Who is the greatest hero of all time, in your opinion?
Oh.
Be fictional or historical or living today.
That is so difficult.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say one of my personal heroes is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh.
Because he
Very good.
So much, spent his life trying to fight for equality for everybody, even though that it meant sometimes he would be thrown in jail. And then he paid the ultimate price because he was assassinated for trying to make life better for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really good answer. He was quite a lot more complex and deep than a lot of people today realize. Like they have the little quotes and stuff that they have of him, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But like his life is very there's a lot of substance there, and it's like, wow, like this guy was actually pretty.
Plus, we take it for granted because our culture is a lot more diverse and accepting now than it was back then. Even though we still need a lot of work on it, but like his life was totally world changing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
Good. Rapid fire question number 4.
Rabid.
And I'm gonna let you know that you have an opening here. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
What's your favorite dessert?
In Minecraft
desert.
Just
desert.
In
desert
real world or whatever. Yeah.
Real world.
Well, my favorite desert is the Sahara Desert, though I've never been there. But
I messed up that question. I'm sorry. Dessert.
And dessert, I would have to say, is Tesco chocolate trifle.
Ooh.
Really?
It's
Tesco.
Amazing.
Isn't Tesco in the UK?
Yes. And so is chocolate trifle. For whatever reason, trifle just never really made it over to the US, and I don't really know why.
It's quite a trifle to get it over here.
It is.
Dad joke of the week.
Good. It's so good. I mean, I'll eat any chocolate trifle, but Tesco's in particular, I happen to really, really like.
Okay.
So
All
I've
of our
never heard of
Tesco
it, and I
fans
want
out
it
there.
really bad now.
you will love it.
You actually have some desserts sitting there next to you and various other foods.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
I do. Well, this is a pizza, but
Hey,
She's got
pizza for dessert. I got nothing against it.
nothing
that's
against.
right. I
She has
collect
these
good
giant
food.
pillows that she's
Disclaimer:
showing right now
this is on the
video.
YouTube. You have to watch the video so you can actually see this.
Giant ice cream
Oh,
sandwich.
delicious!
And then I have a little pillow of like little
Oh.
ice cream.
Yeah,
Then I have cupcakes.
I
And
love
the-
that one.
it's like it gives a new excuse for why you're drooling on your pillow.
That's right. That's right.
There's a big
Donut
donut.
and a
An
cookie.
M&M cookie? Is that an
Oh,
M&M cookie?
man, where do you
Yeah,
get
it's an M&M
those?
cookie. Amazon.
Oh, that's so good.
Actually,
I'm
these
broke
I
from
think I got
buying
at
every
Target.
goody pillow on
Where-
Amazon.
Where'd you get that one, Helen?
This
That
one I
donut
think I got at Target. Yeah,
Is
I think
it-
I got this one at Target.
It's a donut.
Are they
with
actually
chocolate on one
comfortable,
side
though?
and-
Yeah, they are because they're like bean bags.
Oh, that's great.
Cool.
I love
So
it.
they're actually super comfortable, and they like give you great back support and everything. Now this one is just a traditional pillow,
It's the
but
ice
it's
cream
still really
sandwich.
soft. Yeah, and the pizza is also a traditional pillow, but they're still quite soft. This one I got actually at PAX
Oh,
West, I think. No, Gamescom. Sorry, I got this at
Come on.
Gamescom.
I'm glad you corrected that. I was so upset. You thought it was PAX. Come on.
Q
I
is
mean,
even
they do
crit-
sell stuff like that. at
This
PAX.
podcast brought to you
Oh,
by
no, it's
Games
not brought
Pillows.
by anybody. It's not brought anywhere.
Okay. Question number 5.
Yes.
Question number
ready?
5. The finale
Question
of the
number
rapid
5.
fire.
Rapid fire.
Mhm.
Okay. You like music.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to know what your favorite song from the band Far Plane Halo is.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Oh no.
I forgot about that.
Oh, how did we find out about that?
No.
That's amazing. I'm like Farplane Halo. That name.
Where do I know that?
I'm like, and I'm like, oh no, that was the band I was briefly in. And I don't think we ended up publishing anything that had any of my voice on it, but I was the singer.
Oh, you're the singer.
And yeah,
It's
but
incredible.
I don't think we ended up publishing any songs that actually had my voice on it. I think we only ended up publishing instrumentals because I didn't have enough money to have a good setup, right? So the few
Yeah.
vocal stuff that I recorded wasn't actually very good quality. So
We found
it was
your
fun.
MySpace page for
Oh,
Farplane
man.
Halo.
So excited. I was like as giddy as Stifler is with the Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
I was like,
Yep.
oh, this is so good. This is so good. MySpace, Helen's MySpace, Farplane, Halo, greatest band of all time.
Yep. Absolutely. Very, very I worked with some very, very talented musicians. So
Yeah.
That's
they
cool.
were, yeah. The only thing I can do is sing and play recorder. I can play xylophone, I guess.
That's cool.
So I
There
can
you
sing,
go.
but I didn't own a xylophone, and I didn't have a good quality recorder. So
No.
But,
I
oh well.
noticed on
we could have done so much if I had actually had the money to have good equipment.
Yeah.
Life could have been different. Way different.
Mm-hmm.
But see, even back then I noticed on that page, people were waving. They were saying like waves at Helen. Like everybody was waving at Helen. Everybody knew Helen was around. Even if you didn't release any songs with your voice in it, people knew Helen was.
Well,
was
yeah,
a
I
main
promoted it
figure.
really heavily on LiveJournal back in the day too. So
Goodness. So cool. So cool. Oh. All right, we have one last section. You ready?
yes, I'm ready. Totally ready.
Did you enjoy that little bit of nostalgic throwback?
I totally did. I
Oh, the cat. Cat's in the background.
yes, this is Boxes. This is my
Yeah.
Boxes baby kitty.
Boxes, baby kitty. Do you have any other
Nice.
kitties?
I do. I have Sweetie. She's around here. She's 11,
Oh,
and she's Boxes is very small, but Sweetie's like a regular size cat. So
cool. I
My
didn't know you
little
had.
very spoiled kitty girls.
All right.
Not quite. You didn't quite get to adopt all of the animals, but you got 2 of them
No.
at least.
I did get 2. And they're both
good.
rescues too.
Well, okay, so we've got our next section, which is the trivia section. Now, we did already record a trivia section with you before,
That's right.
so we had to find all new questions.
Recap. This is Helen's second appearance on Void Frogs podcast.
That's right.
And we're not asking same questions.
No, we are not.
That would be unfair.
But there is
I
a
figured
bit of little bit nostalgia throwback here. Hopefully, if you remember some of these things. So we have 5 questions here. Based on the number of questions that you get correct, we will put a certificate. You know what? I know Mojang's office. I can get Mojang's office address. I'm going to send you the certificate in the mail.
Yeah.
Yes, please do. Please do. I'll hang it up.
I'm going to send you carrier pigeon and you're going to enjoy it.
Hey, I would be so impressed if you sent a carrier pigeon. I would be super.
I would put the carrier pigeon in an envelope, put it in the mailbox, send it to you. Why do I have this bird?
Yep, that's right.
That's
so we have a trivia here, and this is Angel Trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our category today.
Today.
Because
there's 5 questions. You got to get 5 out of 5
to get the carrier
or
pigeon.
You're not going to get perfect.
Right.
First question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a young girl who's a character. She says a very famous line. Every time a blank, an angel gets its wings. What is blank?
A bell rings.
Hey! Ding, 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 ding. And there's
and that matches
ringing.
the sound effect.
You got it right. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Very good.
But that's also how fairies get their wings, don't they? From Peter Pan?
Whoa.
No, that's clapping. Never mind. That's clapping.
Well, I'm learning something new.
Next question. How do fairies get their wings in Peter Pan? No. Okay. Number 2. So you're
Question
one for
one for one.
1 for 1, I guess. Okay. Number 2. There's a song called Angel. It's known around the world, being included in some very sad commercials about homeless pets.
You've probably watched quite a few of those.
You've probably seen them on TV.
Yes.
The singer is from my country.
Yes.
And what is the name of this singer?
Sarah McLachlan, and I have most of her albums.
Oh, there
I'm a
we
huge
go.
Sarah McLachlan
Nice.
Pretty good. Actually, I see on the sheet here, Stifflered has written Sarah McLachlan. I'm not sure if that is the correct answer or not.
No, it's definitely not.
She's correct. It's bad research team again, same as last week. That's right. A lot of people call that they think that that's called In the Arms of an Angel, but it's just called Angel. So
I think that's you think it was Arms of the Angel because I corrected you earlier.
You also thought it. You also
know about a lot of
until
people.
You searched.
I don't know about a lot of people. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Go ahead.
Whatever, man. Okay. Question number 3. In a lot of cartoons, there's a classic showing of an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. Which shoulder is the angel typically on?
I think. Like as you're looking at them, or
it's their shoulder.
On their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it is the angel is on the right and the devil is on the left.
Very good. Ding, ding, ding. That is correct. Nice work. Nice work. Q. She's 3 for 3 right now. She's on a roll. Oh my goodness. Let's see if she can
the tough
break this.
one.
If you get another one correct, then you so far will have the highest score for all of our trivia contestants.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
except for the last time Helen was on here, she had the highest score.
She also did have the highest score.
But it didn't count.
That's right. That's
but
right.
I missed one.
That's right.
So I will beat my own score. If
I believe in you. I believe
in you too.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
There's a television series from we didn't write down the year here, Stifler.
1994,
1994.
I believe.
Ran for 9 seasons, starring Roma Downey as an angel named Monica and Della Reese as her supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
She was a character who was tasked to help people, basically. What was the name of this TV show?
Touched by an Angel.
Nothing gets past HelenAngel.
I was just touched by an angel because I am one. You like that?
Oh.
Yes.
I'm not really. I'm more like the devil on the shoulder.
On the left
Oh,
side.
that explains.
Go
it.
throw eggs at that house.
That's right. Oh,
Full
goodness.
disclaimer: do not do what I say.
No.
Yes, don't do anything.
Don't ever do what I say.
anything
Yeah,
he
don't do
says.
anything you said.
Oh man, 4 for 5. We got one or 4 for 4. We have one question left. You might get a perfect score, Helen.
You might
I
get a
hope
perfect
so.
score.
I might
I
have to
hope
go
so.
do something special with this certificate if you do. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So excited.
The
Mhm.
pressure's on. Do. Put the tension music in there. In the X-Men comic book series, there's a character named Warren Kenneth Worthington III.
Mm-hmm.
He was recruited to become one of the 4 horsemen of the supervillain Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
What was his alias when he was one of the horsemen?
Oh man. I remember reading this too. It was sad because I'm actually a big Marvel fan. Oh
Heartbeats.
man.
I'm putting.
You're sending it the
thoughts
wrong
into-
direction. She's in the other direction, Q.
She's in the camera. I'm sending them out to our listeners. Beam them.
I think I'm getting messed up with somebody else. But was it Angel of Death?
So close.
We'll give you one more chance. You have 10 seconds. 10.
Death Angel.
Death Angel. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is a wicked
I'm
awesome
sorry.
name,
That's
but
a good answer. Yeah, that's a sick answer.
So
We're not going to tell you
close.
the answer, actually. We're not telling you because you got that one wrong. So, sorry, you don't.
Ah.
I'm kidding. Archangel.
Oh,
Archangel. Yeah,
but he liked killing people.
he did. I think that he was like,
not. Yeah.
I think that he was like, you know, I mean, he was one of the 4 horsemen, so he was a representative
Yeah.
of, death. and all
Not
that.
to be confused with Archangel, which was a master at creating doorways
That's true. That's true. The Archangel.
magically.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh
goodness.
man. Now that you said it, of course,
Archangel.
I'm kicking myself, thinking this
okay.
is the one thing, and I should know this as a
Yeah.
Marvel fan. Shame on me.
It's
Shame on
okay.
me.
It's all right. It wasn't a really great movie, so it's, like you didn't really have
Yeah,
that
it was
to
from the
go
cartoon,
off
though.
of, you know.
Fox Kids cartoon.
Yeah. So, Helen, congratulations. You have the highest score in the Void Frogs trivia, 4 out of 5. Good job. Maybe if we get you on
Excellent.
again, a year from now or something in the future. I don't know, whatever. Next
Unless
week.
the recording screws up again, then we'll have her on next
No.
week. Then we can do this episode.
Maybe you can get a perfect score then, but the questions are
Yeah.
going to be harder. They're going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change it to Helen trivia.
Oh man.
We're running out of angel
Harder.
questions.
That's right. That's
I
right.
have to train harder.
And to listeners, remember, send in your rapid fire questions so we can
That's
ask
right.
them.
That's right.
Rapid fire.
Helen, thank you so very, very much for being with us here today. I want to ask you if you could, before we close out, if you could let people know how to follow you and also Minecraft. I think we can probably, a lot of us find Minecraft, but yeah, you and also Minecraft. And also I want to open the floor for you. If you have any words, anything that you want to say to all the kids out there who are listening in, who are playing a video game today and they're like, I want to be a community manager or whatever it might be. whatever you want to say, Helen. The floor is yours.
I would say don't give up. You will eventually reach your dreams. It may take a long time. It may take many years, but I came very, very close to giving up on my dreams. And then I just decided one day, you know what? This is my last shot, right? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to move to Seattle, the Seattle area. There's over 300 game studios. I'm just going to see what happens. And now I'm working with one of the best communities in the entire universe, have amazing colleagues, and one of my favorite games of all time. So don't give up. Just keep working towards it. It may seem impossible. I thought that I never imagined that I would be in this role like 10, 15 years ago. But just keep it up. Keep it up.
That's cool.
Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope.
Good.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And you can find me at That's right. Just do it.
Just do it.
And you can find me on Twitter. I'm at HelenAngel, and my DMs are open. So if you ever need somebody to talk to,
Awesome.
please feel free to DM me. And I'm Discord. I'm HelenAngel0001. So,
and for all the new moms out there, she is a certified doula.
that is right. That is
She's
right.
ready to offer her guidance.
That's right.
Doula, doula, my doula. All right, I'm done.
I can keep
Wow.
I love dancing.
So HelenAngel on Discord, HelenAngel on Twitter, and then anywhere else?
And then everywhere else, I'm like Mixer and Twitch and YouTube. I stream as Minecraft. So you can find me there.
The official Minecraft.
So cool.
Minecraft.
Void frogs coming in 1.16. Enter the void and you will find the frogs.
I'm so
Our YouTube is
embarrassed.
youtube.com/Minecraft live.
But you need your inventory full before you jump into the void, or the frogs will not come out for you.
That's horrible. Why would you tell people that?
It's the ads. I didn't code it. You did. You added them.
No. Don't listen to him. Don't do anything he tells you to do. Especially filling up your inventory and jumping in the void. Don't do that. You will die. Don't do that. You will lose all of that stuff. Period.
Make sure you have full enchanted netherite armor. It's the only way you can survive to see the frogs in the void.
No, don't listen to him. You will lose that netherite armor. You will lose it.
We have time. I'm dying. Don't do this anymore, qmagnet. I didn't know that it was Minecraft Live on YouTube. I'm glad to hear that. Q, any last words? I gotta go.
I love you all. Good night.
Everybody.
Stay here.
Oh, goodbye.